Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. My name is Murari and I'm a third year MBBS student. This is going to be a bit of a different video. Is it possible to play games while you're in MBBS or med school? I don't think there's any medical students really that are into gaming as far as I've seen online. At least nobody really makes videos about them and I've never really seen anyone do that. I guess I'm just not as studious as them, but med students are notorious for not having any time and just being in studies completely. Usually when you think of a medical student, you think they're always busy and have some kind of work or hospital duties or postings or homeworks or I don't know, they're usually studying all the time. Most people I've seen don't really care about video games, I guess, and I think some people would disagree with this video even being made, the whole concept of it. I mean, I'm sure that it would be forbidden to play video games in a lot of people's minds, but I'm only human and I've got my own hobbies and playing video games just happens to be one of them. So that's why I'm making this video. But I mean seriously, is it actually possible to play video games and at the same time manage your studies in MBBS? A course like this demands a lot more time and effort. Well, let's find out. So, let me just say a little bit about myself. I have always loved video games, and right now in the course of life that I have decided for my career, many people would disapprove of a hobby like gaming. For me, it's an interest as well as a stress buster. It really helps to relax after a long day at college. That being said, I'd like to just say for anyone that does enjoy games, this is what I play on and these are the games I play. Now, I'm not a PC gamer like you might be thinking because I don't have a laptop or a PC. But I do have a Nintendo Switch, which is not that much of a common console here in India, but it is very popular. I also have a PS3. I mean, most people would call it retro and old nowadays, but I think it is awesome even in this year. On the Switch, I play the exclusive Nintendo titles, which are the main ones like Legend of Zelda and Super Mario. And believe me, they're incredibly fun. On the PS3, I play some nice games that are old and they are gold, to be honest. Like Uncharted 3, God of War 3, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It is jailbroken, by the way, and I recently did that, in case you wanted to know. I truly enjoy playing games and I make time for it on some days, just to have a little fun and to enjoy playing. So anyways, let me just get to the point. How do I manage my time to study and to play games? Now trust me when I say this, I do not manage my time well in most things, just in my opinion. I'm constantly working on it to try and get better, but I think I've been doing pretty fine so far in this one aspect of just managing my time to play games. When it comes to studies, I somehow find myself giving priority to what needs to be done in that moment, even if it's a bit last minute. That being said, here are my tips for how I manage studies and gaming, both. So number one, schedule a time to game. It's not like you should set a time for every day and play only at that time every single day. I mean, if you can make a timetable like that and you are good at sticking to it, that's great, more power to you. But if you're like me and you cannot follow a timetable, then I think it still is fine. You can just choose when to play. But depending on your mood and the situation of that day and that month, set a specific time on whatever day that you want to play. I mean, you should think about it and plan before you game. If you do feel like chilling and you have nothing to do, I mean, go for it, grab a controller and start having fun. But if you have stuff to do, don't play. And that brings me on to my next point. Don't play games before exams. Make it a rule. Even if you think you're good with your preparation and you have the time to play, don't do it. Do not even think about playing at that time. Even if it's a small exam, I think that is a good rule to follow. That discipline should be mandatory. Even if you don't study properly before the exam or you get distracted, make it a strict rule not to play, no matter how compelling it is. You can wait till after the exam is over to play. Number 3. Choose the right games. Some games will take way too much time to play. Like for example, PUBG or BGMI, Valorant, or any other like battle royale game, I guess. Because each match will take up around 30 minutes to play. And sometimes even more, I mean if you're a good player, I guess. And you can't pause. They are non-pausable games. And when you play one match after the other and the other because you just consecutively want to win the next match, you end up eating up hours and hours and hours of time and then you won't get that back. So I would suggest you to play those rarely or not at all if possible. And stick to pausable games so that you can just stop the game whenever you want and you can go and do what you need to do. Story mode games or just fun little arcade games like Angry Birds even or Temple Run would be the best. And you can have your amount of fun for the day and end it. That brings me to the next point. Number 4. Set a time to end your gaming session for the day. You need to decide beforehand when you're going to stop playing that day. Or even if your game consists of missions that you have to do, you can just set like an ending mission so that once you finish that, you're done. for that day. The intensity or the addictiveness of the game might want you to keep playing also. So remember not to get addicted and to feel satisfied with what you played for that day, knowing that you'll play it again tomorrow or later some other time. Setting that time beforehand to play will help you reach that amount of satisfaction that you get later. So the 3 tips that I told you before, like scheduling the time beforehand so that you know when to play and you know when to stop, might make you feel more content with what you played that day and satisfied. And this way it's easier to just put an end to the game and then go on to do what is more important next. And that's it. This was all the tips that I really have. I know there's only 4, but that's simply what I think helps me. I mean, basically, just to summarize all of that, I would say play, but don't play uncontrollably. If you study at the times that you should be studying, I think that is more than enough. I think that should be sufficient and enough to manage both things simultaneously. I only know a few of my classmates who actually like to play video games, so I'm not really sure if most people would even agree with the concept of this whole video. Most MBBS students I've seen do not play and don't really have an interest in playing. At least that's from what I have seen. Or maybe I just don't know if they do or not. Because MBBS is also like a game, right? Where our textbooks are our villains and each year we progress to the next level. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed watching. I know this was a bit of a different video, but I hope you like it. So anyways, thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.